my darling subjects. And yes, I'm aware that I still have the same background. Do you know how hard it is to afford a horror host set? At this point, I may as well commission someone for one. But before I do I have a tale for you today? That said, however, allow me to weave you a tale. This is Roommate Troubles. This actually happened to me a few years back at the University of the Arts in Philadelphia. My sophomore year, I roomed with a girl named Kara. She was a jazz vocalist, but her main interest was opera. We had a small room on the 6th floor of a dormitory called Juniper Hall. The walls were thin, and her late-night singing and voice practices would keep me up late. After a month or so of lost sleep, I convinced her to move her late-night practices to the music studios in the Miriam Theater building a block away. Around 8 o'clock one evening, Kara announced that she would be practicing late for an upcoming recital and probably wouldn't be home until around midnight. Great, I thought. That means I can go to bed early. I was beat. I had a horrible day in acting studio and was about ready to pass out as soon as I had dinner. She said goodnight and left, coffee and sheet music in hand. I made some grilled cheese and soup, gobbled it down, and immediately began to prepare for bed. By the time I got out of the shower, my eyelids were so heavy I could hardly brush my teeth. I pulled on some pajamas and crawled into the top bunk of our bunk bed. I was out as soon as my head hit the pillow. I should take a second to describe the layout of our apartment. When entering the apartment, the bedroom was through a door immediately to the left. Our bathroom was just inside of the bedroom, just past the bunk beds. You aren't as nice in the sense that you don't have to share bathrooms. Anyway, I woke up to the sound of our apartment door closing. I opened my eyes and groggily checked my phone. Midnight on the dot. I rolled back over and closed my eyes. I heard Kara enter the room and stop in front of the bunk bed. Checking to see if I'm actually asleep, I thought. She flopped down on the bed below me, which was strange, as she was a stickler for brushing her teeth and washing up before bed. Then again, exams were just around the corner and we were all exhausted. The mattress below me creaked, and then was silent. I couldn't even hear her breathing. I started to drift off again. I was just on the edge of deep sleep when I was startled awake again by a noise. A key in the lock. The door opening, and Kara entering our apartment, humming an opera tune. The mattress below me creaked. My! Quite the twist that we have there. And that's why you always have to keep track of your roommates. As someone who lives with someone else, that being Yumi-chan, I have to make sure that she isn't possessed by a malevolent entity every time she comes back to our apartment. But then again, what do I know? But anywho, my darling subjects, quite the short and spooky tale that we had today. But don't fret, my darling subjects, for your time with me isn't over just yet, for there are more tales to be told. Stay tuned.